microgreens. Harvest. Blend. I had to add water so it would blend properly. And I'm going to mix it with breadcrumbs. I'm going to add some fake honey too, and maybe a little bit more water. And here is the finished product. Some really nice carp bait. It's going to work really well with my springs. I know some of you have been asking for more carp videos, so here I am in my boat chasing carp. Maybe I'll get a trophy-sized one on this bait. I don't think anyone has ever mixed microgreens with bread as carp bait. So I get to find out if this actually works. I was talking about a spring earlier. There's the spring I'm going to be packing the bait into. I do have one disadvantage. This has no corn to put on the hook. So I'm going to have to get some fake corn and put it on the hook. The fake corn I'm using does have a scent to it. Hopefully the carp will try to eat it instead of spitting it out. Here's the fake corn. These hooks don't have hair rigs, so I have to thread the corn directly on the hook. And this is packing so well, I think I could pack some over the hook too. Look at that, I don't even need the spring. It's packing on there so good. Since I'm in a boat, I'm going to leave the reel engaged, so when it grabs it, it will, in theory, hook itself. At least I hope it will hook itself. Here's the second one. Now hopefully I'll catch a big carp. Now I picked this spot because there's a culvert right here and there's a pond on the other side of this railroad track, and I think the pond is spring fed. And this whole area is shallow and full of carp. At least last time I was here it was full of carp. And I'm doing this on the weekend, so I'm getting a lot of pleasure boaters going by, so I'm going to be beating up my boat on these rocks here. Hopefully it will be worth it. I think the boat traffic here is a little bit too heavy, so I'm going to move further upstream up the creek where they can't go. But I want to ask you guys a question. Do you think this boat traffic has all the carp spooked in this area? I've actually seen a couple of carp jump out here, but I think they're just too spooked to eat anything. It's that, or they just don't like microgreens. I'll find out at the next spot because I've bank fished that spot before and caught carp. So I should be able to catch something. But if I don't catch anything, I'll publish this video anyway because this is a new type of bait and I don't think anybody has tried it yet. If you know someone that has, leave a comment below. At least this lets you know what bait not to use. I'm going to have to break out the suntan lotion for this next spot. It's out in the middle of the sun. There's no shade there. Alright, I'm at the new spot in the middle of the sun. Now, I didn't get to show this to you when I reeled these in, but the bait stayed on the spring. So it's dissolving really, really slow. It did come off the hook on both of them. So I'm going to have to put a little bit more on the hook and a little bit more on the spring. I definitely saw a carp on the way in here swimming away from my boat. So I think I'm in the right place. There we go. If this bait doesn't work here, it's probably not going to work anywhere. Here's the other one. I'm going to pack it up. Now, someone once told me if you have your net ready, you're not going to catch any fish. Now, I'm going to leave this ready to rock and roll. Carp are a little bit slippery, so I'm going to have to net every single one of them. Days like this make me wish I had a bimini top. Hopefully I'll catch something here. I just noticed something. I've parked right next to a kingfisher nest. There's 4 blue eggs in that nest. I heard them fluttering around me and I didn't know why they were not wanting me to be in the area. This is a good reason not to be here. So I think I'm going to untether myself and head in, get something to eat, and then come back out here when it's a little bit darker and cooler out in the afternoon. This sun is relentless. Alright, this is the next day and I figured I'd go to a spot where I've caught carp before to try this new bait out at. I'm doing this from the bank because today there's storms popping up everywhere and I don't want to be caught on my boat in a thunderstorm. And there's a lot of wind going on too. Hopefully this wind won't spook the carp away from here. Now if this bait doesn't work here, I'm still going to publish this video and blame it on the microgreens that I put into this bait. They are a little bit on the spicy side and I know carp don't like spicy bait. I'm going to get these rigs packed up and cast out. don't think that was wind right off the bat. Let's try this one again. Second one. All right, let's see if whatever that was comes back. These are the first official bites on this bait. I'm just trying to stay in the shade here. It is hot today, but it's not as hot as it was yesterday. Say it's 80, 85 degrees right now. Yesterday it made it to 100 degrees. At least I'm getting some action today. It might be a little bit more difficult to hook up with these fish if they don't eat that fake corn. It's like the same thing over and over again. Just grabs it and runs for 3 seconds. Got him. I think I got him tail hooked. And it's a catfish. Lassoed his tail. Looks like the hook's in the mouth. Channel catfish. So at least I can catch channel catfish with this bait. Maybe that's what's been eating it out there today. It's talking to us. All right, I'm going to release this guy. Get him back in the water. Whoa! Off he goes. Well, at least the video is not skunked. I'm still going to call it a carp bait video because I'm carp fishing and not catching. Maybe the next fish will be a carp. I knew there were catfish here, and they say catfish will eat anything sometimes. Maybe I need to do a carp dance. Alright, I haven't got a bite in a while. It's getting windier and the storms are getting closer. So I figured I'd tell you guys real quick how to grow microgreens. I've been growing a basic salad mix microgreens to use in salads. I'm also feeding my redworms with it, and with this I made carp bait. It's real easy to do. Almost anybody can grow microgreens. All you need is 3 seed trays. One of the 3 seed trays needs to have holes in it so water can drain through it. You take the one with the holes in it, you fill it halfway up with dirt, you put it into the one without holes, you water it down really good, and then you take the microgreen salad mix seeds and spread it evenly across the entire thing. And really, the only place you can buy them in bulk is online, like at Amazon or through microgreens dealers. If you go to Mayo's or some other seed store, you won't be able to buy them in bulk. Or the seed mix that I get from Amazon. If you want an Amazon link to the microgreens mix that I use, just leave a comment below. It will be an Amazon associate link, so I might get a commission if you buy the seeds or anything else through the link. Once you have the seeds spread out, you have to water it down really good, and then you take that 3rd tray and you put it on top of the seeds, and then put a rock in that tray to push down on the seeds. In a few days, the seedlings will push that tray up with the rock in it to where it's at the edge of the other tray. Then you can take the rock out and flip it over and let them grow up into that tray for a few more days. And then you take that extra tray off and turn on a light. I'm using a work light that I got at Rural King. And I think it's 5500K, 5600K. It's a bright light, but it's not a grow light. But it's perfect for microgreens. And then a few days later, you can harvest the greens. When they're seeds, you have to spray them from above to keep them wet every day. Once they sprout and have little plants, then you want to pick up that tray and put water underneath it. I probably put about 2 cups of water a day in the bottom tray. This whole process takes about 10 to 12 days, so it's really quick turnover time to get some plant material to put in a salad or into a carp bait. I do want to ask you guys one question. Do you think this bait will catch carp? Or is it too spicy from the broccoli and the cabbage and some of the other stuff that's in the microgreens? It might be too bland for carp. I don't know. I do know it tastes pretty good in a salad. Since the storms are getting close and it's just getting windier and windier, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Caught a fish. Video is not skunked. I didn't catch the fish that I was going for, a carp. I know last time I was here, I thought for sure I was going to be catching catfish all day, and I ended up catching a carp on my bread, corn, and cream style corn mix. And that's what I'm probably going to use next time I go carp fishing. Unless I try the Twizzlers and corn idea that one of you gave me in a comment on that last carp video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Ugh.